Bismillah Rahman Rahim. These B-52 bombers, they used to fly from Guam Air Base, because they're huge. You cannot park them in some, they don't have areas for them. So they used to come and they used to do what is called carpet bombing. Carpet bombing, because these huge aircraft, they used to call them air fortresses. They'll bomb they'll carpet bomb the whole area, and Mysore, as well as other relics, Indianized relics, as well as temples, were all destroyed because of the Americans. You bombed it until 1975 when they'll flee, when the Viet Cong take over Saigon. Now, the important things about this, the first king to rule that area was known as Champa. The Champa kingdoms around the 4th century. Champa kingdom, it is known as the Champa kingdom, and these people were Vietnamese. They had the Champa kingdom, and the first king will be Bhadravarman. You see, even this is a Sanskrit name. Bhadravarman the first, he will establish the Mysore area, Mysore kingdoms, and subsequently all the others who follow him will have all Sanskrit names, denoting the Indianization of that area. And Hinduism, his practice of Hinduism was what? At that time, the practice of Hinduism was worship of Shiva. And he will build one big temple called Bhadravarsa temple. That means the temple for Shiva. And that is one of the biggest temples in that relic area. But when you go and look at the areas, you will find they're all old red bricks. Because those were the kind of bricks that were in that environment area. In fact, if you go, Mysore means golden mountain or beautiful mountain. Because it's a mountain area, they take this red soil, they bake them into bricks, and they build brick structures. So the structures will look like a tower, but you can go in. If you go in, you can still see a lot of the relics, a lot of the fine carvings, the sculptures, and you have to walk a lot in that area. And today, the Vietnamese have decided to turn all this into tourism areas to attract tourists. These Vietnamese who are communists, they have done better than what the French or the Americans did to Vietnam. In fact, you see what happens is, when the Indians or the Chinese or the Indians came to trade, they never colonized. There was no intention of colonization. Whereas the Europeans came with one intention, trade, subsequently colonize. The British, the French, the German, the Dutch, name it. Their main aim was to come and, with the pretext of trading, and then colonize. And India was one of the worst countries to suffer colonization. Malaya also suffered under the British colonization. But what happened is the Chinese, the Indians or Indonesians never colonized. They came, they traded, after some time they left. And that's the difference between the British and the Westerners and we Asians. So if you have an opportunity, please visit Mysore, because now only they're developing the tourists. It's a wonderful place to visit, to see ancient relics. Saya sudahi dengan wabila wa taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Nandri, vanakkam.